Getty Eurozone latest, recovery has dropped to its lowest level after posting positive economic data for over a year. There are now signs the Eurozone's recovery from the 2012 sovereign debt crisis has now peaked, and the year-long growth spurt is well and truly over. The influential IHS Markit's final Composite Purchasing Managers Index, considered a good overall indicator of Eurozone growth, fell to 55.2 in March from February's 57.1 and revised down slightly from the flash estimate of 55.3. The index plunge marked the sharpest one-month drop in almost 6 years, but it remains well above the 50 mark, separating growth from contraction. Chris Williamson, chief business economist at IHS Markit, says that the Eurozone economy came off the boil in March. Some pullback from the elevated level of the PMI at the start of the year was always highly likely. Some of the loss in growth momentum also appears to have been the result of temporary factors, such as bad weather and short-term capacity constraints. The Eurozone economy came off the boil in March. Chris Williamson, chief business economist at IHS Markit, however, he adds the surveys are still indicative of the economy growing at a solid 0.6% quarterly rate in March. Today's news follows a number of reports pointing towards weakening economic output in the Eurozone, with confidence among businesses and investors slipping as industrial production and construction declines. In January, the Eurozone was flying high and the PMI was at its highest since June 2006. However, a Reuters poll last month said growth had already peaked and also predicted economic expansion of 0.6% last quarter. Following a slump in the manufacturing PMI released on Tuesday, the index covering the bloc's dominant service industry fell to a 7-month low of 54.9 from 56.2, just shy of the 55.0 flash reading. Inflation across the bloc rose to 1.4% as expected last month, preliminary official data shows on Wednesday, still some distance from the ECB's 2% target that could trigger the end to the bank's controversial bond buying measures. Mr. Williamson says that with temporary factors such as bad weather and short-term capacity constraints contributing to the recent loss in growth momentum, gauging the true extent of any slowdown is consequently difficult. He adds that the next survey will therefore be particularly important in ascertaining true underlying growth momentum and in providing a steer on the likely timing of any ECB policy changes.